It did start to hit me, like, more so just when I saw Sarah and she just gave me a hug and was just like, oh, well done. And then I was like, I felt myself like tearing up then. I was like, why, like, suddenly is it happening now? Like, you know, pull yourself together, lad. What's occurring, but?
What's occurring? Brought to you with Continental Tyres, main partner of the Tour de France. And G, night is falling in Paris. It's pretty dark where we are today, sitting on the hotel balcony. We've both got a beer. I had a beer about 20 hours ago. You haven't had one since?
Oh, a few months, really. Oh, no, I tell a lie. We had a little 25 last night. But, yeah, before that, it's been a while. So yeah, it's going to go down well, for sure.
So the tour is over. It's your final tour. We're not going to try and get too emotional. But how was it today? Could you feel it all?
Today was the hardest last stage of the tour I've ever done.
They made it very hard, didn't they?
Yeah, and it wasn't just the climb, but it's more the run into it, and then obviously the rain, and it was just like at the time I was like, this is just the worst way to finish. But then, honestly, the last lap was just incredible because I was in a nice group. We were like second group. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like I was like totally out the back. But I was with Tom Skoons, who's a Latvian rider for Trek. Yeah. And I was just telling him a little story, and he was like, you ride up this climb on the front anyway, and it'll be really good. And so I was going up it. Mate, the atmosphere was just insane. Like, Tom, I think he was behind me giving it a bit of this, but yeah, like, I'll always remember that. It was just insane. The atmosphere there. Like, when it comes to the course and like the last day of the tour, I'm not a fan, like, to be honest, but that last lap will stay with me forever. It was just insane.
That's so good. I'm really glad he did that. Did you see many Welsh flags out today?
Loads of Welsh flags today, like, more so the whole race. It's just insane. Not being biased, but I think there's more Welsh flags than any other flag, to be honest. Like, obviously you have pockets of like loads of Danes or loads of Slovenians or loads of wherever, but just the Welsh, mate, it was unreal. Like, and the Brits, they were like the British and Welsh flags throughout the race was just insane. And for me, that's the biggest thing. Like, that's the thing I'm going to miss the most. I think is just like feeling like a rock star without being able to, without having to sing or play a guitar. Mate, honestly, it was unbelievable.
The per capita flag count, I think, for Wales must beat any other nation. Because there are, 3.1 million people in Wales. So if you multiply the number of flags by that, it's huge.
But anyway, I just think there was like so many. Like, yeah. Obviously, I don't know. It's one of them though, isn't it? Like, I always hear the British accents as well.
Yeah.
You know, there's a wall of noise, and I'll still get the "Go on, G lads," or yeah, it's really bad accents now, isn't it? Hey up, G. That's the same as the last one, isn't it? But like, you hear the Gog accent, you hear the South Walian accent, you hear a Mancunian and Liverpool. Like, just I don't know, you just tuned into it more, and I think it's probably the same when it comes to like British and Welsh flags. Like, you just see them, but yeah, the support is insane, and like, I don't know, it did start to hit me, like, more so just when I saw Sarah and she just gave me a hug and was just like, oh, well done. And then I was like, I felt myself like tearing up then. I was like, why, like, suddenly is it happening now? Like, you know, pull yourself together, lad. But luckily for all the interviews and stuff, it was good. Yeah.
Does it feel real? Because when the tour is going on, there's always another day to look forward to, and there's always another stage to prep for, and you've got to get your recovery right and your massage and your food and everything. It's really hard to look far ahead when you're doing the tour. So does this final tour feel real yet, or are you going to park all those feelings until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
I think you don't really understand what it is until you're at home and you decompress, and then, you know, we've spoken about it before, like, well, it even happened on the bus. Like, literally, I got to the bus, 15 minutes later, Max is like, Dad, I need to poo. And like, you know what kids are like? Yeah. Well, Max anyway, is like, he doesn't tell you he needs to poo like there's 10 minutes before warning. Or 5 minutes. It's when he...
Turtle's head.
The poo's coming.
Yeah.
Like, and got him into the bathroom, the toilet, and it was on its way out. And then I was like, this is reality now, isn't it? I'm having to, like, you know, sort him out. But I think when it comes to the tour, like you say, is you think about the here and now all the time, and you think about what you're doing, what's tomorrow. You never think further ahead than that. And I think once I go home and suddenly it's just like you see the messages and you see the pictures, and then you're like, geez, yeah, it is actually like over. Like, because I've had 19 years, there's always something else. There's always, well, there still is. There's still Tour of Britain, but then after that, there's nothing, you know. And
what a weird thought.
yeah, I don't want that to sound in a negative, but it is a really strange feeling to be like, there's nothing else. Racing wise, obviously.
Bike racing wise.
Yeah. I'm not like, oh, yeah. But, yes, that I think that'll hit me at the end. But, and then you're forced to reflect on it then, because you've got nothing else to do. And that's when I'll definitely get emotional. And, I felt myself, you know, tearing up slightly, speaking to like BBC Wales, S4C. You know, they ask a few leading questions. They know what they're doing. They're pros.
But also a lot of those people you've seen for a number of years as well, haven't you? So some of those reporters you are used to seeing at every tour and every big race.
Exactly, yeah. Like S4C is Manon, who does our What's Occurring Femme.
Yeah.
And then BBC Wales is Dav, who's my brother-in-law's best man. So I've known him for donkeys. So they know exactly what they're doing. I'm like, what, yeah, you're pushing the right buttons here, guys. But yeah.
Is it a bit like people talk about their wedding days, don't they? Where you spend all this time planning and the day feels like it's never going to come. And then the day races past and then suddenly it's the day after the wedding and you're like, where did that go? It's a little bit like that with the final Sunday of the tour, isn't it? It feels an impossible distance away when you're in northern France, when you're in the Pyrenees, and even the last week when you're in the Alps. And then suddenly you're in Paris and suddenly the tour's gone.
Yeah, especially this race, because every day was something going on.
Yeah.
And there's something happening. And so, yeah, you do... suddenly it's over. But it's like, when it comes to, you know, you got kids and there's plenty of people that listen to this with kids, and I think it's the same. Like, suddenly they're 5 or suddenly they're 10 or they're moving out, they're going to uni, or it's like, it's just, I don't know. You've suddenly got a barometer to show how quick time's going. Like, before you had kids, to me, I don't know, life just happens and you do it and you have fun and whatever. And I don't know. Now, like with Max, it's like, oh, geez, he's 6 in October. And then you think about everything that's happened in that time and like, wow. So yeah, it's a strange feeling, but I'm also extremely happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy this is my last year.
You're ready?
I'm ready, especially. I don't want to get all negative now, but the way the peloton is these days, I'm just like, I'm happy to be tapping out. Like,
the world's changing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just the way they race; it's more like the general respect in the peloton. I feel is just different, and I don't know. Maybe it's just more young guys and more that young attitude. But like, yeah, I feel fortunate to have been able to experience so many different like areas, like track cycling, one day racing, all this and that, and yeah, it's like when rugby turned professional, you know, like those boys that weren't professional and then they were professional, and you know, it was a general fade into more extreme, well, not extreme, but more professionalism. I feel like it's the same now, you know, like these boys now are just, it's more and more like, you know, 100% day after day, 24/7. And yeah, I'm happy to have just been able to enjoy things as well, you know?
Yeah. Right. So there is traditionally a good night out when a tour finishes. I don't want to call you an old man, but you're the most experienced tour head in the Ineos team. You can put your arm around a few shoulders this evening, lead some of the younger, quieter lads through what should be a proper post-tour celebration?
Yeah, but yeah, like, I'm going to sound really old again, but kids these days don't even drink, mate.
I was thinking of Timon, maybe like an arm around Timon's shoulder and say, Timon, look, if you have a couple of beers, it'll be fine. The tour's done. That's your biggest objective. You had a great tour. You've won 2 stages. Enjoy a beer, Timon.
Timon's good. Like, you know, I've been close to him for the last few years, and
you kept
an eye on
him. You mentored him.
He's more and more a drinker. But someone like Sam Watson, Skippy, he doesn't like beer. He's from Leeds. He doesn't drink beer.
He's from Leeds.
He ordered a pink gin. Like
Leeds has changed. Forget pro cycling. Leeds has changed.
yeah. So, but it's just a different world now, and I think suddenly I'm like, geez, I'm turning into like my dad, and like, or like people that were my dad's age when they're like, oh, when we were kids, we did this and that, and you see reels on Instagram, you're like in the 90s, all these tunes and stuff. And I'm like, that was so good, like the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like, maybe I'm just old now. Like, you just got to accept it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not built for this sport anymore, and I'm very comfortable with that because I'm like, yeah, I've had a great time and I've done so much, and you know, highs and lows. But I think at the end of it, it's just been a great experience. You know, coming back from the lows and enjoying the highs. Like, and I feel that's the biggest thing. That is the one thing I tell the guys now. Like, you got to enjoy. Like, you do well, enjoy it. Like, whether that's, you don't have to have a drink, but if you have to go and play on your PlayStation for 24 hours straight, do that. Just enjoy it. You know, because I feel like it's just one thing to the next, and it's like everyone gets hooked up on the what's coming. Like, you just got to live in the moment. Like, we've been doing my book now, haven't we? And we speak about it a lot in that, and it's just like, you just need to, like, why'd you do it? Like, why? Like, if you ask a guy, why are you a professional bike rider? Oh, because, you know, I enjoy riding my bike, and then, you know, I was good at it. And so when you win a race, like, well, it's just like, tick that box and move on to the next. Or you're going to enjoy it and like spend some time with like the people that helped you get there. And
absolutely.
You know, like, without getting all deep and stuff now. I've had 2 beers. And
do you think, like, I know you love a lot of different sports. You're obviously a big Arsenal fan. You watch a lot of rugby. So you'll know that it's quite rare for an elite sports person to actually get to choose their retirement and to choose how it ends. Because sometimes it happens through injury. Sometimes it's selection. You just stop getting picked because there's someone else. So actually for you today, looking back, thinking, so you've chosen to retire this year and it feels the right point. Okay, Max needed a poo, but you have shared it with Sar and Max. There's something really nice about that, isn't there? That it wasn't someone coming to you and going, do you know what, G, we're not picking you for this tour. It wasn't someone saying to you, do you know what, you're not good enough anymore, or you've got a knee injury. You've been able to choose. And okay, it smashed it down with rain. And Max had a turtle's head issue on the team bus. But you've chosen most parts of the send-off. Yeah, no, totally. Like, because I'm, you know, I know George North and Ken Owens and like all these Welsh legends, and not many of them get to choose. No. And you know, Luke, for instance, like, absolutely, you know, he was planning on retiring this year as well, but he had his concussion stuff, and so I think it's I feel like extremely lucky to be able to call it this year, but then also fulfill what I wanted to do. You know, like, at least to this point. Got Tour Britain in like 5 weeks' time or whatever, but you know, and it's starting in the Geraint Thomas National Velodrome, Wales, finishing in Cardiff. It's just going to be unbelievable. So unreal really, and feel going to make the most of it. Yeah. Right, let's finish with some very quick fire predictions. Number of beers drunk before you go to sleep. Oh, a lot, mate. I think I'm on about 6 already, so I'd say in the 20s, without sounding like all Billy Big Balls, but I got faith in myself. Yeah. Dancing or no dancing? Dancing after 10. Okay. Tears or no tears? Big tears after about 15 when I got to do a speech. Oh, okay. Number of people hugged? Everyone, mate. The whole of Paris? Yeah. Okay. Anyone in the vicinity, come in for a hug, mate. Okay, and finally, the hour that your watch will be showing when your head finally hits the pillow. Oh, I don't think it's going to be too... Well, it's like 10 now. Yeah. 10 past 10. I reckon around 3. 3? Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not about the hours on the clock, it's what you do with the hours. It's the quality, isn't it? Not quantity. Hours. So go big for those hours rather than going steady till 6 in the morning. Yeah. Hit it hard, quit when you're ready to quit. Because I say I've learned, but a couple of years ago after the Giro, it was bad. So, you know, when you wake up and like your wife or your partner is still asleep, but you're like, they're angry with me. Yeah. You just sense it anyway. They're asleep, but you're like, they're not happy with me. It's in their aura. Even as they're asleep, you can tell by there's some sort of frown on their face. This Giro, mate, it was bad. The Roglic one? No, it was the one after that, actually. It was last year. Yeah. And
Yeah, the last thing I remember was me and Swifty buying a bottle of gin and just pouring. Honestly, that was the last I remember, and yeah, it wasn't good. But I'm not going to go down that route. But it'll be a good night.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
fill your boots, enjoy yourself.
I will, cheers.
I'm not going to try and get you too emotional, but it has been a massive pleasure watching you in this tour. It's been a massive pleasure watching your career. So listen, go and enjoy yourself, and we'll catch up when the hangover recedes.
Catch you soon. Cheers, mate.
Nice.